most practical level, mathematical tools have always been essential in the creation of art. Through the use of the compass and straight edge, mathematical fields such as geometry have had vast amounts of influence on the scope and appeal of art. From the exploration of perspective to the developments brought forth by Fibonacci and Leonardo da Vinci, one can see the evolution of art as a result of the application of mathematical concepts. Mathematics is an important factor of art. Without it, Rome would not have experienced the innovations it did. With the development of realism, individuals saw the need for mathematical concepts in depicting natural phenomena and proportions. Linear perspective is thought to have been devised about 1415 by Italian Renaissance architect Filippo Brunelleschi, and later documented by architect and writer Leon Battista Alberti in 1455 when publishing Della Pista, which relied in its scientific content on classical optics. Linear perspective is a system of creating an illusion of depth on a flat surface. The three components essential to the linear perspective system are orthogonals, parallel lines, horizon line, and a vanishing point. So as to appear farther from the viewer, objects in the composition are progressively drawn smaller as they near the vanishing point. Early examples of Brunelleschi's system is visible in the works of Donatello in the relief of St. George killing the dragon, and of Masaccio in the Holy Trinity. Andrea Mantegna, a Leonardo da Vinci, and German artist Albrecht Dürer are considered to be some of the most early masters of the concept, applying it to create a more realistic depiction. As the limitations in art became more apparent, artists began to invent additional devices and concepts that would help them to achieve a more captivating piece, alluding to the viewer's emotions and sense of sight. One of the most fundamental concepts seen in various art forms is the golden ratio, which is proportionate to 1.618. The number is visible in the early developments of Fibonacci and Leonardo da Vinci, but was initially founded by the Greek sculptor Fleites. The ratio is considered the most pleasing to the eye and is seen in multiple buildings, photographs, and paintings. Considered as the most talented Western mathematician of the Middle Ages, Leonardo Bonacci, most famously known as Fibonacci, influenced the arts tremendously, with his reasoning and mathematical developments in 1202 with the composition of Liber Abaci. The composition posed and solved a problem involving the growth of a population of rabbits based on idealized assumptions. Through generations, the solution was seen in a system of numbers, which came to be known as Fibonacci numbers. In the sequence, each number is the sum of the two before it, beginning with 0 and 1. The sequence makes a spiral, the Fibonacci spiral, which is an approximation of the golden spiral created by drawing circular arcs connecting the opposite corners of squares in the Fibonacci tilde. The spiral uses the proportions seen in the explanation of the golden ratio, which we see the ratio of 1 to 1.618. The spiral is seen in multiple scenarios in both nature and visual arts, as it appears to human perception. The spiral maintains a focus while creating a flow in the art. Another highly influential individual in the diverse fields of the arts and sciences was Leonardo da Vinci. The Vitruvian Man and the golden ratio, notable in Leonardo da Vinci's studies in science and engineering, recorded in 13,000 pages of notes and drawings, fused art and natural philosophy. While his experimentation followed scientific methods, da Vinci was an overall different kind of scientist from Galileo, Newton, and others. As a Renaissance man, da Vinci's theorizing and hypothesizing integrated the arts and particularly painting. With the development and creation of the Vitruvian Man, the application of mathematical concepts enhanced the accuracy behind Renaissance painting based on realism. The Vitruvian Man, sometimes called proportions of man, is based on the correlations of ideal human proportions, with geometry described by the ancient Roman architect Vitruvius, whom determined that the ideal body should be 8 heads high and 8 heads wide when the legs and arms are spread apart. The golden ratio is seen in the proportions of the body, with the lower half of the body below the belly button being equal to 1.618 and the upper half being equal to 1. The face also follows the proportions made by the golden ratio, with multiple intrinsic lines seen in the template created by Da Vinci. The template is viewed as displaying idealistic beauty and is sometimes used to Photoshop faces, which seems controversial among the population. Throughout the years, art has transformed, but the early years that marked great advancement must not be forgotten. Fibonacci and his numbers, derived from the golden ratio, made artworks by Leonardo da Vinci possible, and many other artworks possible as well. With a growing emphasis on perfection and a need to depict idealized proportions, the golden ratio was a necessity during ancient times. We still strive for perfection, and naturally react positively if proportions fit to match the golden ratio and the Fibonacci spiral. It is visible in many forms of art, architecture, photographs, drawings, and paintings, as well as in nature. Math has had immense influence on the history of art and will continue to do so. Even now, modern paintings still use geometric patterns or concepts appealing to the human eye, which as seen from this video are derived from historical mathematical fields and ideals. Thank you for watching.